Thanks everyone for joining. We can get started in the front. John?
Hey Sandy, Doug Farmer, DAP. You've coached some really good guards in your time in Phoenix. And I'm not saying that she's at that level yet, but when you see Sabrina like you did tonight, does that remind you of some of the greats you coached?
Yeah. No, it certainly did. I mean, just some of the shots she's made, that's Dinah Taurasi-like, isn't it? Her passing ability, fantastic. But I've seen this build really, started training camp, but especially this last week, it's a lot of confidence. She's got all the ability in the world, to be quite honest. And I think we have chemistry with each other. It just took a little bit of time, to be quite honest. But to go 10 from 11 and 8 rebounds and 8 assists, that's a pretty good stat line. So yeah, it was fun. Now it's a great win for us, but we got to keep building. But happy for Sab. She puts a lot of work into being a really good player.
Yeah, Coach, you talked about confidence and you've mentioned that also health is a big part of this, but when she's had a stretch like she has had now, is that mostly about confidence, the flow of the offense? Like, how do you explain it? Because it's been pretty impressive. Yeah,
look, Michelle, to be quite honest, it's more like, we had a really disruptive training camp, not many people in. And it takes time to get chemistry and how it all works. She did have a few niggling injuries, which slowed her down a little bit. And I think you would have seen that in the games. But now she's feeling healthy, and I think we just got used to each other. I've got used to it, to be quite honest. So it's not just Sabrina, it's me too. And just trying to, just putting the ball in her hand as much as we can. Sometimes we take it, put her off ball, and that's where Crystal Dangerfield comes in and takes a little bit of pressure off her as well. And she feels, she's a great shooter, but and making shots, it's nice. You feel top of the world when the ball's going in the hole.
Hi, Coach. Owen Pence from Nets Republic. I got two for you. The first one, how tempted were you, if at all, to bring Sabrina back in the game in the fourth quarter?
She wanted to come back in, but I didn't want to risk it. I know it's close to a triple-double, and we've got a lot of games coming up. She's played a lot of minutes, particularly this last week, and you think about it, but she stood up at one stage. It's like, yeah, it's not worth it. What if something happened? So I kind of took the smart route.
And then secondly, you touched on it just briefly a second ago, and also after the Indiana game a few nights ago, but how much does the addition of Crystal Dangerfield open things up for this offense in terms of a game like Sabrina had tonight?
Yeah, look, it just allows her to get off the ball a little bit, not have to, guard people down the floor, and allows us a little bit more pace, to be quite honest, at times. And Crystal, like I said, I mean, you look at her, I haven't even really looked too much at this, but, I mean, she's 1 from 6, she had 5 assists, but she's, I thought our defense really set the tone for us tonight, to be quite honest. We wanted her to pressure down the floor, and she just gets us into stuff. She's pretty poised. It's just another guard. We don't have a pure point guard. Now, Sabrina's a great guard, but she's a combo guard. She can do both. And they threw a lot of different looks at her, but I think she's getting a feel how to exploit it.
Thank you. Any other questions in the room? We'll go up front to Brian.
Hi, Sandy. The Stanley, and like you just mentioned with Crystal in the pregame, you mentioned you wanted her to put pressure more on guards coming up the court, and also you mentioned shutting down Air Powers. Tonight she went 3 for 3 for 12. What do you think worked best for the defense and sort of shutting down Minnesota after this success on Sunday?
Yeah, look, we changed the matchup a little bit. We put some, Crystal was on aerial in the last game. Now we switched to put her on the ball so we could pick up early pickups and pressure ban them a little bit, not let her get going, to be quite honest. Beck Allen starting on powers, and I think a little bit of size was good, but it takes 5 people to defend her, and we congested way better. We executed the scout way better, and it helps. We got all these wide open looks in the last game too. We just missed them. Yeah. But we played harder today. I just thought we had more sense of urgency, and that's what we asked of them. We just got to, this is our building. We've got to bring it. We've got to play harder than them. And that's really, that was the trademark to get the victory. And then we made shots, and Sabrina had a fantastic game.
Awesome. And on Sunday, you mentioned Hansler was slowly in the first half before she started to cut back into the second half. Tonight was a more all around performance from her from start to finish? What did you like most about her game tonight?
Look, she keeps competing. You know, Han's so young. I know I was yelling at her at the end because they went to the zone. The poor thing didn't know what she should be doing. But, you know, some of the players, and she's apologising, but it's okay. We haven't played against the zone, but we're just trying to play our man-to-man stuff. But, you know, there's always lessons to be learned. I thought in the first half, she was mismatched and she wasn't trying to be dominant and post up. So they're the areas we as a team have to get better and see that. Not that we just want to focus on mismatches, but she keeps getting better. You know, this is a second language for her. Well, actually, she's not even a second language because she's not really great at, you know, she's still learning to speak English. But she's a really smart basketball player and she grasps things really quickly. Really happy where she's at and look forward to just continue to build it as we move forward.
And I think this was you guys' first double-digit win of the season, and you mentioned Sabrina playing a lot of heavy minutes over the past week in general. How important is it just to sort of not just winning, but winning by a lot, so you can sort of give your key rotation players a little bit of a break here and there in such a long season?
Yeah, it is. And like we rely on Natasha Howard and Sabrina a lot with big minutes. So if we can get up and win a game like that, it just allows us to make it a little lighter for them. So I think that's necessary for us. You know, it's nice we don't have to play on Thursday. We got another day in between to play on Friday, but we've had everyone's having a lot of games, but hey, I love coaching games and players love playing games, but it's about rest, but it's even better when you win.
Sandy, congrats on the win. And forgive me if this was asked, I just jumped in late. This team, this roster is so much built around Sabrina being this type of #1 scorer. And I just wonder how much it feels like everything falls into place when she's able to have a game like this.
Helps. Yeah. I mean, obviously, especially with Benijah out, that's a big loss for us because you got those guard attacks and then the post player with Natasha Howard. But Sub's got to play a bigger role and looking to score. But we need others around to score as well because it opens up for her. But her ability with the ball, her court vision is really, I've been really impressed, really. I knew she was a really great player, but I think she's exceeded even some of my expectations with what she's doing and committing to play defense as well. And really smart play. You can tell her she gets it straight away. And we just need her to score. When she's scoring, we go.
And then just in scouting, they always talk about if you can flash to a particular skill, it's repeatable, and you can see that over the long term. This seemed like the Sabrina, you think, is in the offering you come to expect game in and game out, and how soon do you think that is coming?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty much here. I mean, the last 4 games, her averaging 20 plus points, and it's not just her points, it's her assists. You know, just her ability to lead the team. I think she realized, now you're a leader. This is your team. You know, lead them out there. I think we're building that great chemistry, and everyone understands their roles. I think that's important too in any team. And we still got work to do, but it was a nice win for us tonight.
We'll take one more in the room from Jackie.
Hung Chu comes out and she scores 15. I think it was her career high. I'm just curious, I know it's early in the season, but should she be in the conversation for 6th player of the year?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, she's, and I will say this too, like in the beginning, I thought, it's going to take Han a little bit of time to adjust and adapt. And I didn't play her as much in the start. You would have thought I just wanted to make sure we brought her along at a steady pace, but she's not surprised me because I coach against her against China, Australia versus China. So it's more like, okay, well, she's actually pretty skilled, and putting her in situations, and she's got a soft touch, and she's building up her strength and, understanding of our system as well too. And I mean, she's a great addition to our team and complements Steph well.
Great, thank you, Coach. Next up, we'll have Sabrina Ionescu and Beck Allen.
To confirm with AP, Sabrina, you've been on a roll scoring wise lately, the team's been playing better. Have you thought, hey, I need to do more on the offensive end and just passing the ball and get this team to get victories?
I think just kind of, watching film and understanding that if I can come off those screens and be a threat offensively, in a scoring position, it really opens up the floor for everyone else. And so just trying to continue to learn, watch film, figure out ways that I can continue to attack the pick and roll. I'm seeing a lot of defenses. And so I think it's just helping me grow. And obviously as a team, it's like, I'm trying to get everyone involved, trying to get shooters open. And it's really easy when you have players like Beck and Sammy and, Tosh, who can really spread it out and shoot the ball.
Sean?
Yeah, Sabrina, a question for you and then back. When you have a night like tonight, 10 and 11 from the field, and one of those was beyond half court shot. Did you just sort of feel it tonight offensively, shooting in particular? And back when Sabrina's shooting like that, how does that help the entire offense?
I mean, the one from the logo, I didn't even go into rebound. I was like, it's in. But yeah, like her shooting the ball like that and playing with that confidence, but it's beyond her shooting. It's the way she facilitated the ball and is doing that night in, night out. So I just think that it's a really beautiful game to watch and it's just getting better.
Question for each of you guys. Beck, you've seen a lot of different versions of this Liberty roster through the years. How much does it feel like when Sabrina is playing the way she does tonight, that it locks into place, that you guys are all where you need to be in terms of this roster?
Yeah, I feel like we're still discovering ourselves too and finding our best ways of scoring. We're adding new sets and I just feel like each game we really are improving. I know I said that before, but it's the truth. I think that with the way we're able to find people in their best positions and just making everyone successful in their spots. And I think that that's been what's been best for us in these last few games.
And Sabrina, for you, when you shoot 10 for 11, do you think about the one you missed?
I didn't know I was 10 for 11, but now I'm really upset I missed it. So yeah, it's all good. Thanks for bringing it back up.
Sabrina, first for you, I'm curious as to how you spent yesterday in between these two games. Obviously on Sunday, you guys stormed back, but were really disappointed with how that ended. How did you spend yesterday and get ready for today?
A lot of treatment. I went and got a lot of treatment and then, rewatched the game, watched a lot of film, watched film with coach. With games like this, kind of playing the same team and the next day, it's part of it's really exciting because you're able to, bounce right back and figure out the mistakes that you made and you have to change them, within a day. And so it was really nice to see all of us understanding what we didn't do well and being able to execute on a night like this and obviously execute really well.
I appreciate that. Also, I asked some of your teammates this in the locker room, but Han Chu, she scores 15 points. It's a career high. Is this someone who we should be talking about when it comes to the 6th player of the year discussion?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think any of us are really even thinking about that. I think we're just expecting more and more and more from her. She should have had 20 tonight. And I think, that's the standard that we're holding her to. She's capable of it. She's getting better every single day, every single practice. And so all of that stuff will take care of itself, but she's a big piece for us coming off the bench and just a big presence inside. And it's nice to see her grow every single day.
And Beck, for you, I'm curious as to how you spent the Monday as well. I mean, on Sunday, had some tough fouls and it was just a tough game for you. And then you bounced back like this.
I mean, it's part of it is letting it go. This season, it's game after game after game, so it's unlike the game before, there's so much that you need to move on from every game, whether it's high or low, so it's just resetting your mind and also making adjustments as well. I think it's punching first defensively so that you're not starting maybe soft and then you get those fouls in the last game or whatever calls, that we got. So I'm glad that today we really came out punching it and defense, there was a real improvement.
And also, how is the team's emotional demeanor? How does it change when like Sabrina hits that half-court shot at the buzzer or even just a performance like this from her?
I mean, it's great when someone hits a half court shot. But I mean, I think it's everything else that's in the game. She's a great asset for us in terms of getting the ball up the court, finding players, even just the long pass to Michaela, and it just encourages people to run hard. I think all of that, and then people have to step up, and we all are. And I think especially from that last game, we need more scorers as well. And I feel like it was that people stood up at the right time.
Hey, Beck.
Mm.
Sorry for
Sorry.
talking more. Coming into tonight, Crystal Dangerfield in her 3 games starting at an 11-to-1 assist to turnover ratio. And in the 4 games that since she's entered the starting lineup, you've had turnover games of 12, 12, 11, and 11, and that's all been team's best.
Mhm.
Just what has her addition to the starting lineup changed for the team?
I mean, I really enjoy playing with her. That's the first thing. It's her mindset of being, a pure point guard, and then she's able to get us into our sets as well, and sometimes take the heat off Sab so that she's not getting, monstered by 3 people or whatever it is up the court. So I think that also really helps with us where, balancing that. Sometimes Sab does bring it up, other times it's Crystal. So I think just getting that balance in the way that we play is also very helpful.
Thank you. And sorry, Seb, with 3:35 left in the 3rd quarter, you hit that logo 3, and as you were backing up the court, you kind of gave a shrug. So it was your 10th make and 11 shots. What were you feeling at that moment?
Like, why did I shoot that?
now.
Sometimes I just wonder, like, does not look that far to me when I shoot it. And then after, everyone's like, wow, you just shot from the logo. And I'm like, I guess I really did. So I think that's what it was. Like, I didn't know I was 10 for 11. Honestly, I don't even care about my performance. It feels really, really good to just get a win like this. And I think it just propels us into going to the next game.
Thank you. Congratulations, Steve.
Thanks.
Brian?
Hi guys, Brian from Stanley. Rebecca, on Sunday, Air Hours had a season high points, and tonight she'll be 3 for 12 from the field. What worked for you guys as a defense as far as slowing her down and keeping Minnesota off balance?
I think the part of that is also making sure she doesn't get to the line as much as she has in past games. So fouling and foul discipline, and it's also not just one person guarding her. We're playing switching style at times, and it's just making sure that we keep her in front, keep her hand up, and make her make really tough shots. And she's going to make some, but I thought that the team effort in general was really good tonight.
And Sabrina, as you've gotten more experience, teams have known a lot of different coverages that you blitzing a lot of pick and rolls, trying to make things really difficult for you. What's been successful for you as far as you figuring out these defenses and really being able to excel despite all these different looks thrown at you?
I think just the experience of actually facing these defenses and having to figure out ways to continue to exploit whatever they're doing, and not really letting the defense dictate what I want to do, and getting people involved in attacking. It's more using it to my advantage. If they want to trap, all right, we're going to exploit the fact that there's 2 on the ball. If they want to hard hedge, whatever it is, I think it's just taking it one by one and really processing that and slowing the game down and not letting myself get sped up. And I think the whole team has really helped me with that, whether it's been Crystal at the 1 or people flashing and getting open. So it's been a team effort, but it's been really nice to actually have gone through so many defenses, because I feel like I'm just getting better and being able to exploit them as an individual.
Go over to the show.
Sabrina, obviously the triple double was one of your signatures. Did you want to get it? You were so close. Sandy said she wanted to just sort of give you the rest. Did you realize you were that close?
I didn't. Yeah, no, I didn't. I mean, I probably would have gotten it if I would have played, a couple more minutes, but we were up by so much that I think it was smart to just have sat and let other players kind of come into their own and play the game. So it was really nice to see like Crystal get a lot of minutes, Han get a lot of minutes, Lowe come into the game and play. So that's kind of the opportunity. Like, we started the game off so well, and maybe if we'd have kept the game a little bit closer, but we'll always take like a 20+ point win and not a triple double.
I don't know if you guys saw it, but I guess maybe in the 3rd quarter there were protesters.
Did we see it? Don't do that. Don't do that, man. Don't do
I
that.
missed it. I don't know.
I
what
didn't.
to
I
say.
don't know what you're
missed
talking
it.
about.
I guess the WNBA times protesters come onto your court now, but it was about abortion rights, which interesting place to do that. I would think that there's a pro-abortion rights fan base here, and just your thoughts on seeing people interrupt the game a little bit.
I mean, I wasn't sure I personally thought it was like the halftime show. I really wasn't sure what was going on. If you want me to be completely honest, it took me a little bit of a time to really process what's going on. I think it was a little hectic. It was a little crazy. Props to, you know, the people that were able to get the security to get everyone off the court. I've never been involved in something like that, so I've only seen it on Twitter. But good for them, I guess. If it solves something, I'm all for it.
I'm all for the message, and I'm happy that we're able to lock back into the game and continue playing. Just throwing a little professional thing.
Yeah.
there.
We'll finish up on Zoom.
That was nice. Yeah, good job. He said, "Did you see it?"
No Zoom
Sabrina?
questions.
Hey guys, thanks for joining us. Congrats on the win. I wanted to ask you guys about Dee Dee's presence on the bench. Like obviously she's injured right now, so it's probably really tough for her to be playing out there. But there was a point where Coach Sandy kind of just stood in front of her while the ref was coming by, and it, like somebody compared it to controlling your wild kids. So I'm just kind of curious as to what the vibe is with her supporting you guys on the bench.
It's amazing to see a player have sat out, particularly this year, as much as she did, but give her all to this team, whatever her role is. And obviously it's been not playing, at the moment, but she'll be returning really soon. But being able to be on the court and hearing her, knowing how engaged she is, her support, stuff like that doesn't go unnoticed. And a lot of those things you can't really coach. It just comes from the heart. And so I think all of us can say Dee Dee is probably a top teammate. You know, she shows up every single day and gives us everything that she has. She gives us great insight on what we can do better individually as a team. She's always talking, she's always supporting, chirping at the refs, whatever it is. But I'm very excited for her return. It's long overdue, and she's going to come in and really help us.
Yeah, for sure. We're all excited. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Sab. Thank you guys.
Thank you, guys.
Send a copy of the recording shortly.